And that's why I think that Bigfoot is real. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Hello, everyone. So I just made a call from this phone. If you think about it, it's actually amazing. Wirelessly transmitting your voice to another person. Did you know that the first word that was wireless transmitted from two different points might have been the guy that heard that word kept on researching, try, attempt, engineer, and made the ether machine that was tuned in to the fairy frequency. By the way, for all the children out there, I did not actually say a bad word.
And now for the history of radio. The guy who first proved radio frequencies was a German physicist named Heinrich Hertz. That was in 1886. 10 years later, a guy named Marconi developed the first device to send radio waves from one point to another.
Not words, just beep, 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 beep. Captain Sir Quentin Charles Alexander Craufurd, a British Naval officer, Fellow of the Royal Society of Arts, Associate Member of the Institution of Electrical Engineers, Fellow of the Institute of Physics. He also claimed to be the first person to observe wireless transmission of speech back in 1901. But all the science things he did definitely were very cool, I do have to say. In 1901, he's a lieutenant on the HMS Vulcan, and he's just waiting for the Morse code. The guy who was trying to send the message, the button got jammed, and he was like, "Oh, what am I gonna do?" And that's what he said, something like that. And Sir Craufurd heard it, not the beep, but the word. And he says, "By Jove, that was a word. I was expecting a beep. Why did he say such a rude word at me? That's offensive." It had to have been like magic. 15 years ago, radio waves were just discovered, and then he heard a word transmitted. Sir Craufurd spent 6 years investing. He was studying this phenomenon. In 1907, he was on the HMS Andromeda. He set up a device that was made to send voices through radio waves. He told all the other ships to wait for the signal, but they did not know what was coming. The entire fleet waited, listened, expecting a series of beeps, but no, they heard. Sir Craufurd really liked plants, animals, and technology, so he started inventing more machines. He set up a device in his study in England, and from that machine, he heard music. Strange, beautiful music. Harps, bells. He wrote in his journal that he was incredulous.
By Jove, what is that strange music? The device is receiving a signal, but from where? What was that?
What was this music? Where was it coming from? Someone else was in that room. Something that was laughing at the fact that he was so incredulous, that could also use the wireless to speak.
No, see here! Who is that? Show yourself this instant. Is this some sort of trick?
It is not a trick, Sir Craufurd. It is us. We are the faithful from the marsh on the other side of the forest.
Other than such things as fairies?
They are all around you.
Why can we not see them?
Your minds are not tuned.
How do you mean, tuned?
Your ether machine is tuned, and you are not.
Ether machine? Do you mean this instrument here?
Of course. We are under a different set of natural law, but we can appreciate yours.
Can you see them, my boy?
Yes, he sees us. He is tuned. He sees us dancing.
How I wish I could see a dance.
And we dance with the flowers.
Look how they brighten and fill with life.
To us, it may sound impossible, but for Sir Craufurd, he already had something incredible happen to him, something unbelievable, and he studied it. He researched it. Could he do this again? He was a scientist, and scientists always try to figure out more information, as much information as they can before they come up with their conclusion. No matter how incredulous they may feel. Sometimes you feel like something's not believable. You've never seen it. None of your friends have seen it. None of the people you know have seen it. New things are discovered all the time. In 2012, a frog the size of a dime was just found in New Guinea in the rainforest. Makes sense you wouldn't find it because it's like but the Tapanuli orangutan, which was discovered in 2017, that's a species of great ape that we didn't even know existed. They've been out there and no one has seen them before, so if one person saw it, no one would believe it. Hey, Bigfoot doubters. You know, just because a few people have seen it and not the entire universe has seen it, you're just being negative. Like, I have something to say. So, what if one of your friends walks up to you and says, "Hey, I just saw a Bigfoot," and you're like, "No, you didn't. No one has ever seen a Bigfoot before," even though that person is telling you they saw it. Why? That doesn't make sense. We have a puzzle, okay? And we know half of it. We already know half of that part. But you just found a piece. But none of it fits with the other pieces that you already have. Do you just throw away that piece? Scientists find all kinds of new pieces to the puzzle, and they have to like move around pieces to make the puzzle fit. Dark matter, the universe is expanding faster and faster. Quantum superposition. I don't know what that means. Most of that stuff means. But when I googled strange science stuff, that's what came up. Just because something doesn't fit the puzzle in that exact category doesn't mean it's not part of the puzzle.
I think the puzzle is bigger and stranger than we can even imagine.
When he heard bad words in that machine, no one has ever heard that before, but he just heard it. Words going through radio waves probably wouldn't have fit in those scientists' puzzles. He didn't have a tiny idea of the world. He was always expanding it. Every time he learned something new, it would get bigger and bigger and bigger. Years later, when he heard those music and voices, he did the exact same thing. He researched, he figured out, and he was a scientist. He was not scared to share. He didn't care if people made fun of him. He invited people to come over and talk to the mysterious beings. A few people started making a group that wanted to investigate. The Fairy Investigation Society. They started to collect information about people that have said they saw them, and they started to make an archive of fairy sightings. If you did not know, you can join that. It's still around. They have not stopped collecting fairy stars. There's a link in the description. If you think about it, scientists are wonders. The world's incredible, and that's all I'm trying to say. And there's always new stuff to learn. If you really want to be a good scientist, or a good wanderer, or a good paranormal explorer, or a good UFO sighter, or a good Bigfoot hunter, you gotta be able to learn more. And you gotta be willing to believe amazing things. Even if it's weird, even if it's unbelievable. Sir Craufurd was a really good scientist or wanderer. He experienced many phenomenal, amazing things. And when he had those things happen, he wasn't like, fake! Talk about a great scientist. He was willing to talk to fairies to figure out more. You met an amazing creature, like fairies. You talk to the fairies, you learn more stuff about the unmake sensible world. The fairies literally said the laws of nature are different for them. Hey, I made my own ether machine. It's big. Mainly this is just spirit box, and spirit box goes through radio channels and talks to ghosts mainly. So I have a theory that fairies, ghosts are all different dimensions of different like worldly people. Like fairies are just creatures in our forests, but in a different dimension that's merging with ours. So like this is our dimension. Let's say this is our dimension, this is the fairy dimension. They're touching, but if they get to the right point, they go through. You can go to the fairy realm, they can go to your realm, but you gotta line it up perfectly for that to happen. Same with ghosts. Perhaps. This is all theories of mine. I don't know if they're true. And you know Sir Craufurd's ether machine? Look, this is probably what's happening.
By Jove, that's a flying question mark in space.